Welcome back to Max's Muscle TV. The right pre-workout nutrition can be crucial in determining what you get out of your training, and that's what the boys will be looking at in this week's nutrition segment. Take it away, Freddie.
Well, thanks, Tony. I'm here again with Extreme Chef Peter Wright. Welcome back, Pete.
How you going, Freddie?
Fantastic. Now, today, Pete, we're going to talk about pre-workout meal. Now, a pre-workout meal is one of the most important meals next to breakfast, Peter, because this is the meal that's going to add energy to your workouts.
So pre-workout, how far before I work out am I having these meals?
Well, again, depends on your body's digestive system, whether you've got a fast metabolism or a slow metabolism. I would suggest no later than half an hour before you train.
So I have a meal, then I go and train?
You do. And again, the important thing is here, we want good clean carbs, heaps of energy, and a balance of nice protein as well. Now, Pete, what we're really talking about with pre-workout is people that are training in the afternoon. So if you're training at around 5 o'clock in the evening, the idea is to have a pre-workout at about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
So I'm having just a light meal on the way to the gym?
Now, Pete, you don't want to eat too much just before you work out. So the important thing here to remember is that you want to have just enough food just to fill you up probably an hour before you work out, because if you eat too close to working out, you'll feel sick, you won't feel like training, and your body won't allow it to digest the food that you've consumed, Pete. What you can have just before a workout is a protein shake. And what we've got here is a Max's Mass Gain Pro Extreme. What I like about this protein is it's got a balance of carbs, proteins, and lipids. It's got your glutamine as well as your essential amino acids, and it's a really great protein. So what I do, Pete, is I have about 2 scoops of the MGPX, about a tablespoon of creatine, and what creatine does is it acts as a muscle volumizer. So it gives blood in the muscle and gives you that really great pump. And this creatine's got no sugar in it, 8 different hybrids, and it gives you a really great boost in your energy levels as well. Again, a pre-workout, you should be able to go into the gym full of energy, and this will do the trick for you. Now, Pete, if you're not having a protein shake, there's a few other options here as well.
So yeah, Freddie, what we've got here is some nice little rice cakes, peanut butter, chunky peanut butter, low-fat cottage cheese, and a nice slice of green kiwi fruit.
We've gone for the unsalted peanut butter as well, which is really important.
100% peanuts.
Yep, and we've got a good balance of protein, carbs, and fats there.
Now, Fred, would you eat all 3 of those?
Well, again, it depends on where I'm at with my body weight. Generally speaking, I actually would. I'd eat 3 of them without any problem, and they absolutely taste delicious.
They look delicious as well. Fred, when would you have those?
I'd have them, Pete, myself about 40 minutes just before my workout.
So I've got a big array of fresh fruits here. I've got melons, pineapples, green grapes, oranges, the whole lot.
Be careful with what fruits you choose. So if your goal is to really start stripping fat, stick to the green fruits as much as you can. But if you want to have a bit more of an indulgent, then go for the other coloured fruits also. And again, I would have it around about an hour before training.
Okay, and finally, we've got your traditional bodybuilding meal, steamed sweet potatoes and chicken tenderloins. Now the tenderloin is the piece underneath the chicken breast, so skinless, fatless, and basically we just steam that and boil it up.
Now before I actually trained for my competition, I'd have something like this, and that would definitely see me to make sure I have a really hard workout and it stay in my body, and the sweet potatoes are awesome as a pre-workout as well. Well, Pete, you've heard a little bit about what I like to do for my pre-workout meal, but we spoke to a few of the Max's athletes and found out a little bit what they like to do.
I prefer to train in the mornings. It's when my body has the most energy.
Having breakfast is a critical part of the day for me, and I will time that to have that an hour, no more than an hour and a half before going into training.
Pre-training, basically I've already eaten, possibly, at least 45 minutes prior.
My pre-workout meal, last one will probably be about an hour to an hour and a half before I train.
Usually an hour and a half before training, just so it's not sitting in your stomach and your body's not trying to digest that while you're working. You want, obviously, during your workout, all your blood to go to your muscles and not to your stomach trying to break down food.
I feel quite awkward if I've had too large a meal too close to a workout.
I'm not having any big meals before my workout. Leading up to my workout, probably half an hour before, I might have something a little bit more simple, such as a piece of fruit.
Just prior to getting into the gym, I like my long black and organic coffee.
And maybe a coffee or something like that, a bit of caffeine.
And prior to getting to the gym, I'll have a
bit of creatine.
Teaspoon or 2 of Max's Create.
Max's Create Carnage.
Create Carnage or something like that.
Before and during this workout.
I'll have another teaspoon of that throughout my workout in some water with some diet cordial or something.
In order to have an all-out intense workout, you need to be fueled for that. This is one of the hardest things about dieting. When you're low carb all the time, when you're carb depleted, you just simply don't have the same grunt and focus in your workouts. I try to engineer my carbs around my workout because the quality of workout, for me personally, can't suffer. That's where all the work is done.
Well, thanks to the guys there. And Pete, what are you going to make for us today for a great pre-workout meal?
Well, Fred, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wok up a nice stir fry. Now you can see here I've got a nice big wok. I've got it hot for you. We don't have to use a wok. We can just use a fry pan or a Teflon pan or whatever. But I'm going to do chicken with vegetables, seasoned with some nice ginger and garlic and some salt-reduced soy and my favourite coriander right at the end. All the work in this, Fred, is getting all your preparation done. I've got some water chestnuts which we buy already sliced in a can. Everything else just quickly chopped up. So the fantastic thing with stir fries is it's very quick to make and very tasty, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. Now what I need is a nice hot wok. I can see there's a little bit of smoke starting to come. We call that the dragon's breath.
Do we now?
So
that's interesting.
You can just see a little bit of smoke coming up.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is throw in my onions. Okay, you can hear that nice sizzle, and my chicken. Now the most important thing with the chicken is I want the chicken to be fully cooked through. You can do it on your grill, on your barbecue, in a Teflon pan, but the pan must be really, really, really hot. The hotter it is, the quicker that it'll all cook.
So you've chosen a good quality cold pressed olive oil.
Look, I put in probably 5 mils of oil just to season the pan. As you can see, this wok, it's very well used, it's well seasoned, you don't need a lot of oil. And again, we're trying to keep in with the low-fat profile of a stir fry.
So Pete, I've noticed you've chosen a few ingredients here. Now, you can choose any ingredients you like. So things like zucchinis are really great and bok choy, and add a little bit of flavour and variety to it. I myself would stay away from things like noodles and,
Noodles?
Noodles. I actually wouldn't put any noodles or rice in there. I'd try to keep my fibrous green vegetables and high quality protein like chicken as well. That's what I would do, Pete.
I know my chicken's almost cooked. It's changed colour all the way through. So now I'm adding the rest of my ingredients. I don't have to worry that the chicken's not going to be cooked at the end. Now some aromatics, some ginger and garlic.
A lot of people just cook for sustenance, so they don't add things like herbs and that kind of stuff. So ginger's a great way to add a variety to your diet in this case.
You know, if you like it hot and spicy, a big handful of chilies, things like that.
I'd actually even throw some cashew nuts over that as well, Pete.
Nice bit of soy sauce, and that's the salt-reduced soy sauce.
Now, it's important that Pete's chosen a salt-reduced soy sauce. I myself, I don't feel like I need to have soy sauce at all, so everyone's different, but as long as it's salt-reduced, that's the important part, Pete.
And the last two ingredients, always at the end, I put in the leafy vegetables. I just want those to wilt through.
And your green veggies, you want to try not to overcook those as well, so you want a nice crunch to it as well. Feel free to add broccoli as well to that.
And a big handful of coriander.
Pete, can I just add that preparation's a key? So I would put these in containers. I wouldn't freeze it, so I'd have it about 2 to 3 day lifespan maximum. So just put them in containers, ready for your workout.
Good, now we're just about done. But you're right there, Fred. If you think of 2 to 3 days from the day you make anything, as long as you get it hot enough, it'll have a good shelf life. Get it cold in the fridge as quick as you can. Break it down into containers, leave the lid off, cool it down in the fridge, then put your lids on. Look, you can even write on it in a text of the date you made it, just so you're sure.
Good point.
But 2 to 3 days. Look, we're just about done. If you haven't got anywhere to heat it up, you can eat it just like a salad. So it's just like a nice chicken salad. All that coriander and stuff now is wilted all the way through.
That looks
you can see
delicious.
there. But as you can see, Fred, nice colour, smells great. Very delicious, easy to make, and that took us 3 or 4 minutes.
Pete, thanks again, mate. That looks delicious. I might schnauzer that because I'm getting ready for a workout in about another hour's time. And that's it for that, folks. So remember the importance of a pre-workout meal, and we'll catch you next time.